I'm live. And I'm really seriously live for like no reason at all. I did a lot of thinking this morning, and there's a lot of things I want to say, but I can't. I just can't. Not really things I should discuss with my daughter, and I don't have any friends otherwise. Except for a couple in California, and nobody here. And a lot of the things I want to talk about aren't anything that I'm allowed to talk about because I promised people that I wouldn't publicly discuss things. So I guess I just should sit here in awkward silence. Hopefully someone in the world will understand that I'm obviously in desperate need of decent friends, and I obviously have a very busy family. Either that or I've made so many mistakes that I'm undeserving of anybody's attention. I don't really want attention. I don't think that's what it is. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's more like affection that I kind of want. Acceptance, understanding. I want to be heard. Yeah. Like actually heard, not like, I don't know. People don't accept information anymore these days. Like they literally don't accept information. No. Opinions aren't allowed. Your perception has to be what their perception is, or it's unacceptable and it's not allowed to be voiced. Because if it is, then it's an insult and it's abusive. Am I out of line for saying these things? I'm sitting here saying these things and I'm like scared. Not scared particularly of any person or anything anyone might do. I'm just I guess it can't result in me being any more isolated than I already am. I'm not saying I'm being neglected or rejected by anyone. I'm just saying, God, what am I just don't know what to do with myself. Like, I don't know how to safely go meet new people and be friends with others and like have faith that I will be accepted. I don't know. I'm like, I have very specific points of views on things, and they're obviously very different than most people's. Like, they're not wrong. They're not destructive in any way unless you're someone that feels like only your point of view and your opinion is the right one. Needless to say, I don't know what to do with myself this morning. I did my yoga. I ate breakfast. I don't have any eyebrows on yet, but oh well. My daughter goes to school on Tuesday. Crossing my fingers that I can keep it together. The principal told her to trust him. But I don't know if he was telling me to trust him. I don't know if they understand, like, how difficult it is for me to get into the court and request what I need because... And I'm not being a wimp or a crybaby or any of this shit, but people have no idea what they did to me in the court of law in California. Like, I have no idea what to expect anymore. I have no idea how to feel safe going to court and filing paperwork and standing in front of a judge because they've never like protected mine and my child's rights. They've always ignored us and like violated us in every way. And so even though I have faith in Arizona and their ability to uphold the law and the state statutes and the Constitution, they're very different than California, but at the same time, 14 years will instill in the back of your mind, like, I couldn't even step in. By the time I left California, I couldn't even step in the courtroom anymore. I could not even step in the courtroom anymore. I couldn't. I could not go in there and have faith in myself that I would be able to keep my mouth shut and act appropriately, because they had pushed me that far by ignoring me and by denying my rights and by neglecting me and my daughter. They had pushed me that far that I knew I could not go into the courtroom and to the court building and act appropriately. I knew I couldn't, because I had been pushed to that brink. And that's not fair. It's not fair for them to do that. It's not fair for them to disable me to the point where I can't even protect myself anymore. Because I know I won't be able to. It's going to be fight or flight. And I had to leave. I had to leave California. Because I was ready to hurt people for the sake of my child's safety and her future. And it's still very hard for me. Like, first of all, I don't have a car. And second of all, I don't know if there's even any family law in this city. I have all the letters. I have the notarized letter from Jeff Martin Miller giving her I give the biological father permission to enroll his own child in school because I'm that narcissistic and full of myself that I think they need permission. Obviously a control freak. You can look at all the stipulations that they convinced us to sign, convinced us to agree to, because that was the best we were going to get. And it was either that or hope the judge makes a better ruling. And we didn't have faith in the judge making a better ruling. So we had to sign stipulations. Shit was just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. They have no idea how much coercion was involved in that shit. Like mental manipulation, abuse of power, beyond belief. Needless to say, hopefully, I'm just going to copy all the letters that I have. I'm going to print them up and I'm going to give them to the school. And I'm going to say, look, he signed over permission for her father to enroll her in school at El Dorado. Things didn't work out there. He also, at the end of that letter, says, I give custody to Alan Robinson, the biological father. And that was it. So Alan and I wrote up a letter and signed it for both Alan and I, because he told me, go ahead, sign it for me. We both agree, as long as you have something there. And if anyone calls to verify, of course, he's going to verify, because he said he told me to write the letter. He said, if you need a letter, because he was in another state and I was in another state, we didn't have fax and all this other crap to go through. We don't have the means or the time to do all these fucking loophole, silly ass games, because the system effed up and listened to a criminal and not biological parents, and they totally violated our rights. And they're just so lucky that we're not in any positions financially to stand up for our asses. And we don't have the patience anymore, because they wore us so thin that we're just like sitting here. I guess we just have to take it in the ass and keep going on with life. Hopefully me and my daughter recover. Outrageous. Needless to say, I got all the letters. I'm going to copy those and give them to the school and tell them, look, I don't even know how to begin to go to court, because I don't really have a lot of familial support. Now, I don't know, maybe there's some kind of parent-teacher association. I can make friends, and one of them would be willing to support me throughout that. I don't know. I don't understand. I mean, I understand. I totally understand why I don't feel safe in the judicial system anymore. I don't feel safe speaking with anyone for CPS, because I reported Jeffrey Miller and his family for abusing my child, and they completely blew it off, ignored me, and made it seem like I never reported anything. But mental health, when they did my assessment, mental health did my assessment, and I expressed that my stepfather spanked me with a belt, and in my opinion, I expressed that in my opinion that was excessive. And as soon as I said that, the MFT said, I'm a mandated reporter and I have to send CPS to your parents' house. You said that's where your children are now. And I said, well, my almost grown-ass children are there. CPS put them there. My daughter is living with a sex offender down the street. That's the one I'm concerned about, and that's the one you should be concerned about. That's the one that's the situation that's causing my psychosis. Oh no, I have to mandated report. I'm mandated to send them out there for a welfare check on your family. And I honestly believe that also had something to do with my son killing himself. Because I think he was under the under the impression that CPS was going to jump their asses back in our lives and screw up everything that was going on and interrupt things again. I honestly believe that. And they did not send not one person to Jeffrey Martin Miller's house. The convicted sex offender against minors, several violent crimes against other people, a registered narcotics offender, with the nerve to go to court and call me a criminal in 2 states. No. Your Honor, this woman's a criminal in 2 states. Your Honor, this is the last person that should bring up anybody's motherfucking background. Sexual assault of minor. Do you guys recall going into chambers and deciding that it wasn't a threat to my child for me? They went into chambers and said, oh, we don't find it a threat to the child. It's not your child. It's my child. It's not his child. And that's when it all began. Wow. Needless to say, I'm sure you can understand why I don't have much faith in the judicial system, judicial officials, district attorneys, especially their lead investigators that lie like dogs and make up investigative reports, etc., that remove incriminating paperwork from victims' trailers in support of sex offenders and cell phones that don't belong to them. Oh, and then Indio police that allow people to remove telephones from young children for disciplinary reasons and keep them, even though the mother, who's not ever been with you, nor has she ever given you permission to have the phone, nor are you making any payments on the phone. I still am, but they would not let me report the phone stolen. I even attempted when I picked up my child to pick up the phone. Can I have her phone? I need her phone, please. I'm paying $350 for that iPhone and I need it. It belongs to me. Oh, we'll bring it by tomorrow. This man would not allow me to see my child. He would not allow me to speak to her on the phone. But as soon as I called and said, I have an iPhone for her for Christmas, I just bought her what she wanted for Christmas, jumped up off his ass. He drove to the Shakey's Pizza to meet me, stood there outside the car as if, let her grab the phone, had her jump back in the car, and then they left. It's only obvious. Needless to say. Today's one of those mornings. I did my yoga and I felt great. Like, oh, I can't believe you're still watching. Whoever you are, you're a trooper. I know sometimes I just ramble on about dumb shit, but what do I do? What do I do? It'd be nice to know who you are. Maybe you could be my friend. I'm really not this, consumed with all these things all the time. I'm usually jumping around the trailer. Not even in a trailer anymore. Jumping around on the bed, running around the house, acting crazy. That's what I do. It's fun. I live life now. We have to live life. She's in there sleeping, but she'll wake up and live life today too. Hopefully not on the Xbox, but yeah, we'll see. Anywho, I guess that's enough venting for now. I should probably get up and brush my teeth and fold my blankets and fold up my bed. Find a more substantial video to produce. Substantial. Is that the right word? Who knows? Anywho, thanks for watching. Like, comment, share. I don't care what you do. It's up to you. But by all means, go out there and have a great day and be nice to people. Just be gentle. Can we stop running around heating, kid? Can we Stop running around hitting kids. If your boss can't do anything to you that you do to your child, then why the fuck are you doing it to your child? Just doesn't make sense. America is ass backwards. Can't walk down the street and smack me. You'll either get charged with assault or sexual harassment. I don't care if you don't like my behavior or not. If kids are at the age where they're not able to discern if what they're doing is right or wrong always, then why are they getting in trouble for it? You're obviously either setting a bad example or you're not supervising them and someone else is setting a bad example. Why are they in trouble? Because you're not doing your job as a parent. That shit pisses me off. Anyways, that's a whole nother conversation I don't want to get into. Anywhoosie, not right now. Maybe later. Have a lovely day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. You're a trooper, whoever you are, the one watcher, the one viewer. Thank you. Thank you for your support, even though it's not like verbal or whatever. Just knowing you're watching makes me feel better. Have a lovely day. Oh, God. I could just... They need to make this a one-button end.